Okay. Let's talk about content creation. Let's get
Yeah,
into it, shall we?
let's dive into
Let's
it.
dive right in. How long have
Yeah.
you been a content creator, or have you considered yourself a content creator for?
Well, I started, so 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 6 years ago, or even 7, actually, because I had an old channel called SCS Photography, and I did a lot of music on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like made my, I made my own music videos, I directed them, I wrote them, and there was like
That's
a
cool.
story behind each one. It was really embarrassing. And then just one night I came home from like a K-pop concert, and the Avengers Infinity War trailer came out, and for some reason I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put a camera up and film it. And I was like, why not? And I did it. I posted it, and then the next morning I woke up and it had like 200 views, and I was like, what? Because that was like the highest like
Yeah.
video I got on that channel. I was like, Jesus, this is weird. And then people were like, oh, react to this, react to that. And I was like, okay. So it technically moved from doing music to doing reactions. And then I was like, my cousin actually spoke to me. He's like, he also does singing and music, but he was like, you should actually make a proper YouTube channel. And then that's when Crazyfangirlreviews started. And
That's
that
amazing.
was like the moment where I was like, okay, I think I can do this. Because with SES photography, I didn't really take it seriously. And just like, I felt a lot of people weren't taking me seriously when I did that. And I was like, I don't know what to do then. But then he said, make it a brand, make it your own thing. And then I remember trying to make a name for it. And then I was looking through all my reactions at that point, and I was like, I am a psycho when I react to things that I love. So, like, I was like, I'm crazy. I literally am. That's what I always say. Like, I'm crazy. So then I was like, I put a poll on Instagram, and people were like saying, don't call yourself crazy. Like, no one's going to watch it. Da da da. And then I was like, nah, I'm just going to call it that anyway. So I did that. And then, yeah, here we are today.
Amazing. I was
Because of
actually
that
gonna
choice.
ask you. Yeah, I was gonna ask you like why the name? Why Crazy Fangirl Reviews?
Yeah.
That explains a lot. I think like I love your reactions. I've watched many of your reaction videos. Uh,
I hate it when people I know watch my reactions though, because they're like, "You're
like, oh yeah.
crazy," and I'm like, "I know I am," but it's like when people who know me watch it, they're like, "Why do you react at that?" I'm like, "Because I like it." That's why
Yes.
it's hard to explain, but like that's just my reaction. Like what you see is just my actual reaction. So it's just like,
But it's nice to
yeah.
watch people be passionate about something, you know? Like, it's really nice to just see a good reaction, a positive reaction to something, or a negative reaction to something, as long as you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really cool. And I feel like you definitely do step away from just, like, I guess, like, the quote-unquote fangirl vibes in terms of, like, oh, this is amazing and I've been looking forward to this and it's going to be amazing. I feel like you're very good at also being able to critique something that you're passionate about and be like, oh, I kind of wish that it was like this, but I'm going to give benefit of the doubt, or I really like this and I think that's going to be okay, or wasn't super a fan of that, but I love this. And I think that's great. I think like having a good perspective, or like a wider view on something that you're passionate about is always very nice to see.
Oh, you're so sweet. I guess that comes with like as someone who has like high expectations sometimes. Like when I was younger, I used to have high expectations for anything I watched, anything I played. And I think that changed after I particularly played Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
That was a big letdown for me because I'm a massive fan of Kingdom Hearts, but then it was like the Kingdom Hearts 3 was a big letdown, but then the DLC came out and then it fixed it. But then it was like, why fix it in the DLC when you could have done it originally in the game? So then I was like, from then on, it was like I need to lower my expectations, and just if it goes higher, then it's fine. So then yeah, and I think it just comes with a lot of like I guess experience, but like I think it just comes with like practice. I guess with just like when it's like, how should I say it? Like yeah, when disappointment happens, it's just like. Yeah, you just gotta move along with the punches. Like, especially like when you are disappointed, you have to show that you're disappointed. You can't go if you go too much and say over the top, like, "Oh, I really loved it" and stuff. So even when it's bad, that's not good. And just or if you go the other way, then that's also bad. I learned that lesson really, really early on though. When it's like my third reaction, I did like a Call of Duty video, and all I did was like I hated the game, and I was constantly saying that. And I got like 50 dislikes in the first hour, and I was like, oh damn, yeah. I just gave my actual opinion, and I was like, oh no. And then that was a big learning curve as well. It's like, okay, never again. And that's when I thought I shouldn't react to things that I don't understand. So that was like,
okay. So you would rather have
like,
more of a rounded
do
knowledge.
the things that I like.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd rather have something that like you know about, you're comfortable speaking about, you're confident speaking about, rather than just something that you're just reacting to.
Yeah. I was like, I can't do that. And it felt like not authentic. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, not doing that again. That was a big lesson.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I think like it's nice to see that. I mean, there's always going to be a learning process in everything, so it's really interesting to hear that. As a content creator, like, what do you think is the biggest obstacle about being a content creator on YouTube and on Twitch?
Oof. I think there's a lot of things. I mean, I think it also comes with just like, again, I guess experience. Like you go through the punches every single year, and even with every video you put out, it's like, again, it's kind of like with the stuff that you watch. It's like low expectations. So it's like when I put a video out, I'm like barely anyone's gonna watch it, or just like, that's more my confidence. Like when I do videos, I'm always like, no one's gonna watch it. There's gonna be like 10 views, and I'll be happy with that. But like, for example, recently and just yesterday, I released the reaction to The Mandalorian, and it reached like 1,000 in the first hour. And Michael, aka Blade, he's like, yes. I dub him my manager because he also like keeps up with all my stuff. So I'm like, okay, you're my manager, you do that. And then he messaged me, he was like, oh my god, you got 1,000 views in the first hour. I was like, I wasn't even checking. I don't know how, I don't know why. And just, yeah. And then I think as well, the one thing is you always have to be passionate about it every single step of the way. If you're not passionate about what you're doing as a content creator, find something that you enjoy. Because again, I did music, and in all honesty, as much as I was enjoying it, it wasn't like my passion. I wasn't like thinking about the next project like straight away after finishing one. But like with reactions and even like podcast stuff, I'm always like, what else can I do? Who else can I talk to? Like, who will be really interesting to have a conversation with, like you. And like, for example, Alex and Mitch, like they're great, the Buzzden brothers, like that's been a new thing. So yeah, I'm always like thinking of what's the next step, what's the next thing I'm going to make. So I think the most important thing is to always be passionate about what you're doing, and also believe in yourself. Because yeah, like again, like I was saying, like sometimes I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, I don't think like I can do this long term. And then I see like, I go on my channel, I'm like, there's actually people who like my stuff. And then it kind of is a reminder, like, you can do it. You just have to keep going at it. It takes time though. It takes time. Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight. A lot of people like, you know, you'll be famous and like, you know, like those like big people who sometimes get famous really quick. It's like, sometimes it doesn't happen like that, especially if it depends on what you're creating. So like with reactions, it's taken a long time to get to where I am, but I'm proud of it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So yeah, you just got to believe in yourself no matter what.
For sure. Oh my gosh, it's really good advice as well. You're so wholesome.
Well, I was going to ask about you though.
Okay, go ahead.
Because girl, you are an intern for like Retro Replay. I remember finding out and being like, girl, hell yes. Like anybody who could be an intern, it's Pagan.
You're so sweet. Yeah. Yeah.
How does it feel?
That was crazy. I cannot explain how amazingly shocked I was when they were like, yeah, sure. I was like, what?
Yes, what? Girl.
I had emailed. It was, I think it had a lot to do with, I mean, obviously, I've been a very active community member for over a year. And I was always in their live feeds and always doing things. And they had recognized who I was, I guess. Like, they would know, like, my face and everything and coming to channel and stuff. And then I think it was just, it happened to be right place, right time. Right question. Yeah. So I had emailed them. I think there was content creator, a tweet that went out from Drew. And he was like, hey, listen, you know, Red Bear interested in doing stuff with content creators and things like that. So if you guys have any content, or I think more specifically, it was more about blogs and writing. And we now know that's for the Retro Replay website, where people are now putting up blogs and stuff, which is fantastic. So
Yeah.
they popped that stuff in, and I was like, hey, listen, this is so a left field, but I am a performer. I'm a streamer, I'm a performer. I act. I do voiceover. I was like, listen, if you ever need anything internationally that you need to source very quickly, and that I could do for you, let me know. And it was more like a, hey, that's not really what we were looking for in this tweet, but we really appreciate you reaching out. And if we ever did need something, we'll keep in mind in the future. And I was like, cool. Also, with your Retro Replay channel, if you ever needed somebody like an international intern, like somebody to do back admin or whatever, I'm super happy to do that for you if you guys want. And then they came back with like, yeah, sure, that'd be amazing. The intern that we have is actually leaving shortly, and I was like, wait, what? Like, wait, what? No, wait, really? So myself and Drew had a meeting, and we went through like what the internship would entail, and like how like what jobs I would be doing, and what I think Tom was the intern at the time, Tom Breck.
Oh yes.
And he was like just basically running me down on what he does at the studio and what he does like I guess admin wise. And he's like, obviously you're not at the studio, so you can't like run and get batteries or run and do whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, but we do need stuff like especially for membership. And I was like, I would love that. I am really active. I love the community. There's been a whole bunch of, like, when the community started, I think I'd come in maybe less than 6 months, but when it had actually like formed in a live chat and Discord and on Facebook and such. So I was like, this is great. Like, I mean, I've been active. I've met loads of members. We had a meetup in Manchester. Like, I would love to do this. So that was amazing. And like, here I am. This is May to December.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a very long time, and I'm every single day so grateful. And anytime like I'll be in a meeting, or I'm in a live chat, or I'm in the members live with Nolan, or going on the show now with Retro Replay feud, the replayer feud, I have to pinch myself. I don't know how I got here and how lucky I was to be here.
That's
like,
why you deserved it.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, it's a shocker, honestly, and I'm so grateful. I will forever be grateful for the opportunity they've given me, and the fact that they've stuck me out this long. Like, there's so many times I'm like, I'm fired. They're just gonna fire me. It's an awful time, and no, it's like the opposite, and so that's an incredible experience. Honestly, I think it's something I'll ever be forever grateful for.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It's nice. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities to work now with like Liam and Todd and amazing people, and I'm very excited, and I'm like, I really do have to pinch myself. I'm also so grateful that I feel like one day they're gonna be like, Pagan, you need to stop like fangirling. Because like something will happen, and I'll be like, guys, you're amazing, and I just think that you're so wonderful, and they'll be like, okay. Like I'm sure they're like, oh, how nice. But in my head, they're like, Pagan, tone it down.
Oh yeah.
Like, just be cool.
It's the mind. It's the worst thing.
It's the mind. Yeah. Yeah. So I do a lot like regarding content creation and stuff, and I think like sometimes when they're like, okay, we're gonna have this guest, or we're gonna have this guest, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And they're like, okay, calm down. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks, like,
yeah, you're gonna like, it's like you're gonna steel yourself and get ready for it.
Yeah, you can't like, and I'm just like, I just have to be cool. Yeah, I'm just cool or whatever. Yeah, it's cool.
This is why I don't interview many people. This is why the only person I interviewed was Nolan, because I was like, I've met him.
Right?
It'll be okay. I still was fangirling the whole time, though. You should have seen me beforehand. I actually had a panic attack. I was like, I can't do this. No. I'm like, I can't. And again, Michael had to come to my rescue and was like, you can do this. Just like, take a deep breath. It's just Nolan. You've met him. Just talk to him as if you were talking to any of us. And I was like, yeah, but I'm crazy when I talk to you guys. I need to act professional in this case.
No, I think especially with Nolan, it seems like the more natural and genuine you are, the better he responds.
And he was so sweet.
That's just
he was
like
really kind.
in my own head. I don't actually know Nolan, but I just feel that way, and it seems like he's just.
Oh no, yeah, it was like the one thing though I did say though I told him, and this is I never said this before, but he told me. Oh well, actually I told him. I said like this is my first interview. I'm a little bit nervous. So I apologize if this isn't as great as any other interview. He was like, no, don't worry, don't say that. And he said, just look. And he like looked me in the eye and he was like, we've met before. It's okay. We're friends. Just, take a deep breath and you take it at your own pace. And I was like, he called me a friend.
Oh,
like,
that's so cute.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, breathe. So yeah, I made it even worse to breathe when he said, oh yeah, you're like, we're friends. I was like,
yeah.
And then afterwards, when he left, I cried. I was like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, oh my god. So yeah, don't worry. You're not the only one who struggles to keep fangirling.
In relation to the interview with Nolan, how did that come about? Did you want to interview Nolan for a specific reason, or did you just think like, he's an interesting guy, I would really love to sit down and talk with him and put it on my YouTube channel? How did you approach this?
Well, it was always a dream to actually speak with him, even just before that. Like when I met him at Supernova, that was a dream just because like I've grown up with just his voice in all of these video games. So I was like, I really want to meet him. And then I met him and then I was like, oh my God, dream come true. But then during this year, I was like, I really want to interview. And this was a funny thing. This happened just as Troy was leaving. Okay. So I was like, I wanted to interview both of them, but then obviously that didn't happen. But I reached out to PJ and I said, look, it's a really tough time for everyone. And I noticed that people in the Discord are really, really down as well. So I was like, it also would benefit me, but it will also benefit everybody else. So I wrote to PJ and I said, hey, I'm a content creator and also I'm on the channel as Shyami, Crazyfangirl, and I'm in the live chats, etc. I'm a really big fan of Retro Replay. During this time, it's been, really, I said all that, really good email and stuff. And I said, like, this would really help, I think, cheer people up. And just like, ask him questions about different things. And then I didn't expect a reply back. I was like, they're probably going to ignore it and be like, it's some crazy person just asking for a random ass interview. So I was like, whatever, sent it. And literally a day later, he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, what? And he said, like, Nolan's on board. He really wants to have a chat. And I was like, okay, I'm not really prepared, but okay. So we, like, set up the date and everything. And I was like, I remember the night before it happened, I was just freaking out. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But it was like, again, it's kind of like what happened with you with the Retro Replay internship. It was like, I guess it was time and place. Just like, yeah, because I did, on Twitter, I saw people saying, like, I emailed and asked about an interview and I never got the chance. And then, they were like trying to avoid saying my name, but it was obviously in terms of me.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I was like, time and place, I guess. So I just got lucky.
I mean, it had more to do with your time and place then. I feel like if people were like, oh, I asked and I didn't get an interview either, I feel like you have an established channel, you're on YouTube, they could easily just look up a video and be like, yes, I love her personality, she's great. Or no one could have been like, I remember Shyami. Yes, absolutely, I'm happy to interview Shyami. So I feel like it definitely has more to do with time and place for your interview. You're very special.
I think I just got lucky.
I don't know. I feel like you're a very special person and you have just this contagious happiness about you that is so fantastic. So no, I'm so serious. It's so nice to watch your content, to pop into your streams. Like, you're just so happy and positive. And I think like that energy, especially at that time, is just so important to like acknowledge. And I think like PJ and Drew and Nolan and everybody just obviously saw that with you, and that's why. I can't speak to why they interviewed you. I don't know. I was not on board at that time. Like, I don't actually know the internal process, but that's just my belief. Yeah. That's how I would have approached that.
Oh, you're so like, sweet.
Oh, no, stop. You totally deserved getting that interview, and I really hope it did well for your channel as well. Like, I think your channel is so amazing, and you don't get enough credit for the stuff that you do. So I feel like, why aren't more people sharing this content? So if you're
Well, I
watching,
mean, like,
go share this
again,
content.
oh, you're so sweet. Well, again, it was also that thing, like, it's also that thing, I guess, in terms of creating content. I said this on an Instagram post I made a few days ago. I said, I usually make content that I want to see sometimes on the internet, whether that be a reaction or something like that. That's always like my intention. So, like, even if no one watched the interview, I would have been like, I'm gonna go rewatch that stuff all the time because, like, I'm proud of it. I was nervous as heck, and it was my first interview, but I'll rewatch it happily.
Yeah, good. I think like I mean you should be making content that you want to see on the internet. Otherwise, why would you make your content?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you'd have to be passionate about something that you want to see on the internet.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. How long is your usual editing process then? And what do you use? Do you use are you a Mac user? Or are you a laptop user? Or what do you?
I'm a Mac user, and just editing process is the one thing I despise with YouTube. Yeah, I use Premiere, and it's fun, but exporting it is the pain. Like watching it just go down is just like I just want it to be done in like 5 seconds. It depends on the video. Like, reactions, it takes about 20 minutes, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But sometimes I'm just like, hurry up, because I just want to put it up and share it. With podcasts, it takes like 4 hours, because it's like all these different layers. There's like, for example, like, I think it was our second or third episode. There was like a big episode in The Mandalorian, and we had like all these different photos, like theories and stuff that I put in. That took like 5 hours to export, just because of all the stuff that was in there. And I was like, and then I just have to, I can't do any more work. I just have to leave my laptop and then go and play Cyberpunk or go and do something else with my time.
Right.
So sometimes it's annoying, but sometimes it's like, it's part of the process.
Mm-hmm. But
it is complicated, but if you with me, the thing is, it's weird. I like to teach myself how to do stuff, so it's like I skip all the tutorials and then I go and do it myself. It's weird. And then in my head, it's like, I don't know, the way that I do it, it's just all stuck. And it's
I am definitely a tutorial kind of person. Like I would have to be watching a YouTube video on how to clip a clip or whatever. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I have to watch the next YouTube video. And honestly, it's just time. It's time consuming.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
And I don't have it right now. And I will have more time now, thank goodness, going into the new year. I have a customer service job, and the customer service job is like dealing with inbound calls and customer service and things like that. And then my shifts were all over the place. Like 1 week I would be working 10 till 7. The next week I'd be working 1:30 until 10. The next week I'd be working 7 until 4, So it's difficult to like manage time around that, and you're just continually exhausted. Because other than having my day job, I would then like be working retro replay work around that. And then also things like the podcast work around that, and then anything else that I've got going on, a Twitch channel, like I'd have to work that around that as well. So it was just time consuming that like I just didn't have the time to do that. I'm very fortunate to say that like I'm going into I hit my mic. I'm very fortunate to say that I'm going into the new year with a new role in a different department, which now has a set work hour. So it's 8 till 4:30, Monday to Friday. I don't have to work the weekends. Like I have run a Get Good live stream before from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. and I've gotten up at 7 a.m. to be in work for 8 a.m.
Girl!
Yeah. So I would have gone to sleep at around 4:30 or 5, woken up at 7 to 7:30, and then rolled into the office at 8.
You're crazy.
Do you know what I mean? So like you're just in a continuous state of like exhaustion.
You're
just living on adrenaline basically. So I just didn't have time.
That was me when I did uni and YouTube. Oh, it is a struggle. And it's like I think all content creators like struggle with it, and I think as time goes on we all find our own balance. I guess with me, in all honesty, I don't have friends in my real life, like
I find that so hard to believe. You are so lovely.
Well, I mean, like, that was the thing. Like, I had friends, but I felt so disconnected to them just because, like, I didn't, like, they didn't support what I did. Like, because I'm a very artistic person. I do photography outside of YouTube. And then, like, with YouTube, like, they just didn't understand it. They were like, what's the big deal? Like, like, what are you going to gain from it? And I was like, well, this is what I hope to do. And like even recently I've been hoping to do more like journalism stuff, so
Okay.
that maybe like boosts Crazy Fangirl even more.
Mhm.
But at the same time they would just like find something else that's stable, and I was like, I don't know, that's the thing that's hard. It's just like when like, especially with me, like I'm so passionate about all this, it's like I'm always trying to find stuff that's in the same lane
Yes.
as what
Yes.
I'm doing. So it's just like I can just still do it, but it may be just a different, deviating just a little, just so I can keep getting money from it or something. So that's why with the friends that I did have, I lost them just because like they didn't support me, or just like they didn't understand, or we just had falling out and stuff. So that's why, like, that's kind of the good thing about it. Kind of like, I do wish that I did have like friends outside of, you know, virtual, but I do have my parents because I am staying with them. But yeah, I guess they are the ones who always like pull me out, especially my mom. My mom's like, if I'm editing, like, because she knows like sometimes I'm editing a playthrough or like a podcast, and I'm just sitting there at my computer just like editing, and she's like, come have tea with us, or come outside and play with Milo, like my puppy. um and yeah, she pulls me out of it a lot, and I think especially now she understands how important it is to me. So like whenever I tell her like, oh my god, like Star Wars, da da da, or like when I'm talking about something, she actually is really like excited for me. Like in the back
That's
before,
nice.
like, yeah, it makes me really happy, and
Yeah.
like it does make me a bit emotional, because like I remember at the beginning both my parents were like, what's the point of it? And then, you know, I'd have to explain like, you know, this is what I want to do. Like I want to react, and I want to, you know, maybe write newspapers, or not newspapers, but news articles about like video games or movies or whatever. So now that I have this support, it means the world. It makes it 10 times more better doing
Mhm.
this and having their support.
For sure. I think it's important to have support from somewhere. And even if it
Yeah.
is virtually, like even if it is like you have
Oh
a
yeah,
virtual
virtually, like
family.
I have so many
Yeah.
incredible friends who support me. And again, Michael is probably like the biggest backer of my channel. And like he'll like sometimes, like especially at the beginning of the year, I wasn't happy with what I was creating, and I just felt really low about it. And he was like, get off your ass and go and get in front of the camera and film. And just like, he's blunt. He says it to me
Ah.
straight. He's like, you can do it. Just go and film. And I'm like, fine, and I'll do it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I actually enjoy it. Like I just, you have to remember, like if you're passionate about it, you have to remember that you like it for some reason. So that's a reminder. And he's like, I'm so grateful for him, because he's like always pushing me to just be better, and just like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I was gonna
It's
ask
great.
you was like, if you have you ever found yourself like without motivation to do something, or without motivation to do to continue creating content? How do you come out of that? Is that your answer then? Like it's more like friends virtually who would help motivate you?
Oof. I mean, sometimes it's me. Like sometimes I'll be like, okay, just finish it and get it online, and then it's fine. But then sometimes it's like I'll be really in a stump. I'm like, people don't like my content, or people aren't watching. Like, for example, I think the one thing that put me down this year was the playthroughs. No one was watching my playthroughs, and I was just like, oh, what's the point of it? But again, like virtual friends really have helped me so much to just continue doing it, because there were a lot of moments, especially this year, a lot of moments where I wanted to quit. And even though I
Okay.
even though like I didn't, it was like, I don't know what to do if this doesn't go anywhere. It's just like that pinpoint where you're kind of like, should I continue this? Even though I enjoy it so much, should I continue? Um, but then like there are people like Michael and so many other people that are like, people like your content. You need to remember that. And I'm like, no, they don't. And then then again, I'm reminded, like, I'm shocked when people actually do like it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So it's like, it's not just me in it, it's just like people actually do like it, so that pushes me to keep going.
Yeah, I think like I mean you wouldn't have subscribers if nobody liked your content. You know what I mean? Like if you had one
Yeah.
subscriber, you'd be like, well, somebody likes my content.
Yeah.
You know, and you have way more than one. So I feel like it's so much nicer to see that. Like I think maybe for me it's like a number thing that you're just like, okay, well, if nobody likes my content, then why would they click subscribe?
Yeah.
You know. So there you go.
What about you? When you get into a stump, whether it's about Twitch or YouTube, because obviously with the podcast, what do
Oh
you do?
God, that is a good question. I have been in a lot of stubs actually this year, especially around Twitch as well. I haven't really been able to focus on Twitch consistently, and the problem with that is like I would like a consistent schedule out on Twitch that I could follow.
Yeah.
But because of my job and because of like the shift work and stuff like that, like it was just not possible to hop on and hop off. Blah, blah, blah. And like sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stream, and then like 20 minutes later, I would get a message be like, hey, can you pop in a meeting? Hey, can you do? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not streaming. That's fine. So then you just have to kind of put like you prioritize and put things in the back of your head. But like I went from like an average of something like 14 viewers, which isn't a lot for content, right? I think it's great. I think it was super happy to get there after however many years that I've been doing it. And then like I had taken basically a hiatus from Twitch because I was like, I literally just don't have time. I can't do both. I can't do everything. And I've gone back to like streaming, and I had like 4 viewers pop in, say hi, and they all left. I had 0 viewers. For over an hour and a half, and I was like, wow, like you really do need to continue to be resilient. And I came off of that stream and I was like, I'm never streaming again. Like, I'm never going to be here. There's no point. Like, I worked myself up to a point where I had a good community, had good chat. Small as it was, I didn't mind. Like, even when there was 3 or 4 people consistently typing in chat, I was so happy to see people. And then just recently, coming off, like, 0 views, I was like, well, I guess this is not for me. Like, I guess I'm not going to be streaming anymore.
Yeah.
And the best motivation was, honestly, Adam, my fiance. And he was just like, what's the problem? And I was like, well, I had 0 views. And he's like, so? And I was like, well, maybe people just didn't like the game. And he's like, so? There's plenty of people who like that game. There's plenty of people who come in. And he's like, maybe you streamed at the wrong time. Maybe it was just unlucky that day. Maybe something else was going on that day and that time that you didn't know about. And everybody else was there. And you had no clue. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And he rationalizes. Whereas I'm like, the world hates me. Everything's burning. I don't care.
That's what a lot of creators do. They just get in their head like, oh, people hate me. They hate my content. They hate my live streams. It's in the head. That's the thing.
I'm gonna burn everything. I'm shutting everything down. Just to hell with this. I hate. And he's just like, you need to rationalize. Like, and he's like, you shouldn't do it for the views anyway. And that's what really got me. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because I was like, I'm kind of upset because nobody came in. No one joined in, but I really enjoyed myself. I had the best time.
That's
I
really
enjoyed the content that I was creating. And he was like, well, then that's the point. He's like, you're supposed to just do it because you like it. If people pop in, that's fantastic. But you should just do it because you enjoy playing this game or streaming because you like this. And I was like, yeah, you're so right. You're so right. And I think like
that's
I obviously I had always approached content like that anyway, on Twitch, on YouTube, whatever. But sometimes you just get into your own head and it's about numbers and it's about whatever. And
it is, definitely.
It does take Adam's like external forces to be like, you're fine. You're doing really well. Continue. I'm like, okay, great, thanks.
No, that's the same with Michael. I think like even at the beginning of this year, I was again videos like I became obsessed with the numbers. It's not good to do that. It's more about like the like just how much you're putting out. It's not about the numbers. It's like even like later, because he told me, and he runs his own YouTube channel, of course. He told me like the one that has like I think it has like 5.5 thousand views or something. He was like, that accumulated over like a couple of years. It didn't come like straight off the bat like that. So he said like a video that might be on your channel now that might have like 15 like views, give it a year, give it 2 years, 1,000. It may even be higher. So I was like, that's honestly very true. So it's like, again, you don't get obsessed with the numbers. It's again like the content that you're putting out. And like you with Twitch, I do Twitch as well. Like with me, like it depends on the game. Sometimes like I'll have a good crowd and then the others 0. And same with me. I'm just like, is it me? Is it like something I said? Is it like nobody wants to look at my content? Or like sometimes when like I have viewers but no one's in chat, I'm like, what do I say? I've said hi, I've said how are you and stuff. And then you're just like, what do I say? But again, like you just can't get in your head. You just have to. And the most important thing, like you said, you have to enjoy what you're playing first and foremost. Like for example, it may be like the hottest game or the newest game that may be on like Steam or PlayStation, but most importantly, you have to enjoy it if you're gonna play it.
For sure, and I think like there is something to be said for Twitch where it's like if you're gonna play popular games, expect 0 views.
Yeah,
because those popular games are being played by very popular streamers who have like 200,000 people watching. So you're just kind of like, you have to either realize that you're just never going to be found like playing your game. Nobody's going to scroll all the way to 0 viewers and click on your stream.
Exactly.
Or you have to play something else. And I actually found like the highest views I've ever had was God of War. Playing God of War, and that game.
Oh yeah, God of War is quite popular on Twitch. I was surprised.
It's not a recent game or anything. It's just a good game. And I freaking love playing that game. So I was like, you know what? I should probably just play more of the games that I really enjoy. And I don't care. Like if I'm gonna stream Fortnite, I'm gonna stream Fortnite. I've only just started. I really enjoy it. If nobody else
I'm so glad we gotta play together, girl.
I would love to play. I would love to play.
We need to.
Because I was like, you know what? If I enjoy playing this game, I'm gonna stream it. I don't care.
Yes.
I enjoy playing Cyberpunk. 0 views. I like it.
So
I like playing this game.
I stopped streaming that though because I was like, I want to play at my own pace.
I actually think I might do the same because I think I streamed one video.
I will
on
highly
YouTube,
recommend it. Yeah.
And then I streamed one on Twitch, and I was like, I think this is definitely a game that I want to get into, just at my own pace because it's taking a while to do things and you want to explore, and that might be boring to watch. So. Because it was the same with Witcher. I was like, I really like this game, but I don't think it's a stream game for me.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just have to pivot and like change content and like play something.
Yeah.
Maybe action adventure based. I really love playing those games. Those are like my heart and soul in games.
Yeah.
So like I might go back.
Those are such pretty like drawings. I love them.
Thank you. They are from an artist called Will Shrike. Excellent artist.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like, I mean, Twitch can be so unreliable, and YouTube, and like you said, it's just not.
I will say Twitch is very unreliable. No offense, don't come at me, Twitch, but no offense, you are. No, because like even like sometimes I'll be like, 3 people watching, but Michael will go into like mod view, and there's like 20 people, and I'm like, why can't I see that? It's weird, and it's like. Why? It's like it's why you giving that sort of number to the person who's like obviously holding the stream.
I don't understand. I don't know if you were on Twitch that day, but there was definitely a glitch with Twitch. I had 6 viewers, and it was showing 29 viewers. So I was like, because somebody was like, "Oh my god, you have 29 viewers!" Like, yes, you deserve it. And I was like, I don't have 29 viewers. I have 6 viewers. Yeah. And they were like, "No, you have 29. Go check." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I refreshed my Twitch page and it said 29, and I was like, I think this is wrong. And then I refreshed again, it said 6, and then it went like 18, then 20, then 34, then come back, and I'm like, Twitch is having a moment. Like Twitch is just having a situation going on.
Yeah.
Because it definitely wasn't 100%. It was just 6 people in the chat, and Twitch was just putting random numbers on my stream.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh well. I was like, if there is 29 of you watching, subscribe. Like, hit the like button. And I was like, nothing's happening. I was like, I'm telling you, there's only 6 people here. And then I think like that was finally confirmed when I was raiding. I raided somebody and it was like 6 viewers ready to join, and I was like, told you. But yeah, the numbers thing, totally agree. Like, you have to get out of your own head and just like stop focusing on numbers. Just do what you like what you do.
Yeah.
Go from there.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree. What was like one of your favorite games of 2020? Like the best thing that you've experienced this year in terms of in a video game context?
Well, I'll do PS4, and can I do 2?
You can.
Is that okay?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. Just because I experienced it on 2 different consoles. Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
Brilliant. So good. Story was amazing, and that's what hooked me, because that was just like a buy, like on the day it came out. I was like, this looks really cool, and I was like, I finished The Last of Us I kind of still feel really depressed after playing that game.
Okay.
I need something to lift me up. And I bought it, got it the next day, and I just started playing it. I was like, oh my god, I'm hooked. And I didn't put that down for like 2 weeks, and it was just the best experience of a story. And the story was what really hooked me to it, because I was like, oh my god, samurai, but like the story is just more than being a samurai. So that's why I was like,
Yes.
I like it. It's good. And then the second game, which is on the PS5, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Brilliant game. And for as short as it was, pacing was amazing. And just, I love Miles. And that's why when they said the game's coming out, I was like, finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took so long. And finally, he's on the screen as Spider-Man. So I was like, I'm really excited for this. And they blew it out of the park. So I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And especially, like, because it was themed the holidays. So it kind of got me ready for Christmas. Yeah. So I was like, I approve.
Shyami approved. Seal of approval.
Yes.
Seal of approval. Yeah, same. I think, like, for 2020, Miles Morales really knocked it out of the park for me. I have obviously played... I haven't actually played Ghost of Tsushima. I really want to.
Oh, Pagan, you should.
It was a highly anticipated game of mine, honestly, and I really, really do want to play it. I might stream it, actually.
Yeah, do it. I'll watch it.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, I think, like, I really wanted to play this game, and I just never had the time. And at the same time, I had downloaded The Last of Us Part 2. I enjoyed that game. I don't think I'll be playing it again, if I'm honest. It wasn't... Yeah. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't to my taste. I really enjoyed playing it when I played it, but the pacing for me was just a bit slow.
Yeah, that was the same with me as well.
Yeah. But I think Miles Morales knocked it out of the park. I just think, like, it was such a great game to come in with. I loved the Spider-Man game that came out in 2018. I think it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
Because we played the Spider-Man 2 game on PlayStation 2. Which is obviously had all the swing mechanics and stuff. So when it came out in 2018, I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So I played that.
The funny thing is, I never played that. So I actually got to play that back to back with Miles.
No
so I
way.
played Spider-Man, and I straight away played Miles, because I got the deluxe version, so you can play both. And I didn't realize what I missed until I played it. I was like, why did I choose God of War over Spider-Man? But then at the same time, God of War is amazing. Because I had to choose at the time. I didn't have enough money to buy both like I do now.
Okay, fair.
So that's why I was like, choose one, play the other, and then... But at the same time and place. So Spider-Man...
I gotta say, I feel like you made the right decision, though. Like, I think God of War is such an immaculate game. Like, so beautiful.
So good.
I love Spider-Man. I just think as a game, like, it's extremely fun to play, and I love the mechanics, and the story was fine and everything. I enjoyed it. But God of War was on a different level, so I think you made the right call.
Yeah, God of War was like God tier.
God of War is God tier, yes, 100%.
It's just good.
But yeah, Miles Morales is such a great. It's just such a great game. It's so fun, and like you said, it's festive.
It is.
It starts on Christmas Eve. Like, the pacing is great. The action's amazing. I love that they have the Into the Spider-Verse costume, and you could change the animation
favorite.
On it.
So good.
I just picked that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, well, it's that one. It's always gonna be this one. It's amazing. I kept pretty much played the whole game like that.
I kept moving between the original and that one, just because like both are such cool designs, and just it was like it just really was such a great game, and I think it really lifted everybody's spirits, especially towards the end of 2020. So it actually got us all excited for Christmas, I think.
Yeah, I would.
Because like everyone was like, Christmas, end of the year, but then. I think with Morales, it really, really helped.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like this whole kind of crappy year that was in it, where everybody's like at home and kind of like there's no Christmas spirit, Christmas vibe. Totally agree with what you said. It helps lift everybody's spirits. It's a great game. The like sound design and everything is amazing. Just everything visually is gorgeous. Like seeing the Christmas trees and like the lights and everything. And I love that he can have a hat and scarf and like a sweater and everything.
Yeah,
like, this is beautiful. I love this.
Christmas.
So I highly agree with your choice. I think that was definitely one of mine too. What does a day in the life of Shyami as a content creator look like? Do you plan content ahead of time? Like, do you take time in your day to be like, I'm going to plan these contents and then go film one and then edit it? Like, how do you structure your content?
Well, it depends on what it is. I guess when I was doing playthroughs, the schedule was supposed to be like film an episode, edit, release, but it just got too much. Like especially when I tried to do The Last of Us Part 2, that game is so long. So I was like playing, and I was like, okay, I'll edit it like later, and then I kept doing that constantly until I got to the end of the game. I was like, oh, I've only released like one episode or something. So then I had to like, I'd spend like each day like editing like an episode, and it would take a couple of hours. Like I would like to like just cut it down to what it was, which was the main story. So sometimes I'd be sitting at the computer like for a couple of hours. Like I'll get up, move around, like look around, like but like it would always be like sometimes I'd be at my computer desk from like morning till like a bit late because like I just want to get it done. That's just my mindset. When I want to get something done, I need to get it done. But with something easier like a podcast or something, like we'll schedule, for example, with the boys, I'll be like, okay, Saturday 4 o'clock every week. That's what we're doing. And if we need to change it, we'll change it beforehand. So then we film, I edit it during the night, and then release it then either the next morning, or if I am able to edit it in time, I like release it on the same night.
Okay, so wow, okay. So literally just so quick the turnaround.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because like I like to get things done, especially because I don't have an editor. It's just I'm editing everything from scratch. So I'm like, I'll get it done now or I'll never get it done. So I just need to be on the clock with it.
That's fair.
What about you?
Oh. What do I do with my day? I don't know. Usually, like, I work mostly in the weekdays, sometimes on the weekend, especially for Retro Replay, but, like, I'll get up, go to work, do my customer service job. When it was really slow in customer service, like, I would have, like, my laptop open just to check emails and stuff as well and just make sure that everything is looked after. So that was kind of cool. It was multitasking.
That's good.
But mostly I would just go in, do my normal day job, finish, get dinner, and then I turn on the computer and just be like, right, how do I intern? So I'd have to check emails and check membership things, and then make sure everything's up to date. Maybe like make sure people are getting membership perks. Maybe like if I have to reach out to something, if there's an issue or there's questions or anything like that in the emails, and I'd send that and reply and do that. Regarding content and everything, I don't really plan anything out at the moment. I have loads of plans for content to 2021. I'm doing a lot more with like actually scheduling stuff, filming it, and getting software to edit and things. So this is going to be very good, I think, next year from my channel. So yeah, this will be really interesting. Of course, I love doing interviews. I run a podcast with Dan. So I'd like to continue maybe doing more of this kind of stuff. And so I'm really happy that that I have like I guess a structure or a plan going forward.
Yeah.
To start actually turning out content would be really nice. And now with like a regular time scale or schedule at work, I'm really hoping that that's going to help me kind of time manage much better to get stuff done. I'll be finished at 4:30 every day, go down, take a break, get a bite to eat, come back up at like 5 or 5:30, start filming, start editing, do something, play video games, Twitch, whatever it is.
So awesome. I can't wait to see what the future holds for your content, because I feel like you can get a good crowd.
Oh, well, you're very sweet. Thank you so much. I don't know if that's true, but we'll
see. You can do it, believe.
We'll see, I guess. Likewise, I'm very excited to see what 2021 has for you to react to.
I'm excited too. Review. There's a lot of stuff. First half of the year. But it'll be fun.
Very exciting because I think like everything obviously got pushed because of COVID. So now you have like so many opportunities for YouTube videos next year. It's gonna
so much, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to see where you get up to and tuning into your YouTube and your Twitch channels. And yeah, I'm happy to see like your community grow. Honestly, like I'm loving like anytime you put an update and be like, I've reached this many followers, I've reached this, and I'm like, yes, Shyami. Like I'm like your biggest behind the scenes supporter. Like there's Michael.
I just didn't realize. Like you're my biggest fan.
Yeah. I was really nervous when I was coming on. No, it's actually such a pleasure to speak to you. And we do need to do this more often though, to be fair.
Hell yeah. This needs to become a thing.
For sure. We need to do this more often. We'll play Fortnite.
Definitely. Yes. We need to do it. Definitely.
100% we need to do it. Yes. Do you have any final questions?
how would you rate your 2020 content? And just like you as a content creator, how would you rate it?
0 on a scale of 1 to 10. Absolutely 0, because I haven't had time to like actually put much effort into good content, if you know what I mean. So on an effort wise, like
maybe
actually,
not a good question then to ask.
Yeah, probably not a good question to ask right now.
Yeah, let's not answer that.
I think I've uploaded 2 videos this year or 3 videos this year where I've like put up Among Us clips or something that just blew my mind.
Nice! I haven't seen them. I need to check them out.
You have to watch. Some of them are really good because I just felt like sometimes there's moments in that game when you're like shook.
Yeah,
and I definitely was shook by one particular game, and then there's other things where like people thought I was the imposter, but I just couldn't do a task right. I've just kept trying and kept failing this task.
Let me guess, card swipe?
No, but I also suck at card swipe. No, it was the like it's a thing in electrical, and you have to like click the button when it gets round.
That's the easiest thing, girl.
Well, for me, it was not. Like I had no idea how to do this thing. It was the first time I was trying it, and I just kept sucking at it. Yeah, go ahead and watch that. That's a funny video.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
In terms of like actually rating like how people perceive my content, probably like a 2 of 10 because I just didn't have time. Like I don't have much editing software or anything like that. I don't even know how I uploaded those videos. I think probably in iMovie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far not great. More to come.
Maybe let's not answer that question because compared to me, I feel like I'm
you. Yeah, what about you?
No, now I feel bad because now I feel like I'm just upping myself by asking that question.
No. Like I have 69 or 70 followers on YouTube. Like I have not put in effort into this content this year. I just haven't had time. Twitch is better. I really enjoyed like the growth of my channel this year, and I think like on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 5. Only because like I've had to take hiatuses and I've had to like not consistently stream, so it's kind of stuffy. But yeah, like I think Twitch probably my content was better this year. I had some amazing moments as well. Like I had Troy Baker popped into my stream.
Yes, girl! Congrats! I saw that and I freaked out. I was like, hell yes.
I told him to get the fuck out of here. I didn't think it was him. Twice. And then he was like, no, it's really me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. You could stay. Yeah, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. So that was cool. That was super interesting. I loved that moment. That was the highlight of my Twitch this year.
Hell yeah.
So that was like a level 10 for me. But other than that, 4? 4 to 6? Yeah, but what about you? What about your content on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate it?
I think maybe 6 or 7, just because like in all honesty, I also had a lot of breaks. Like it doesn't look like that, but there were times when there was nothing to react to. So I was like, what do? I can't do anything. So I was like, I literally would take hiatus. And also just with the playthroughs, I think it just had a lot going on, and just like I think it was also just me. I was just in my head too much, and I think it affected the content, especially the playthrough. So it was like I just kept putting it off. Like I'm not gonna edit it, and then it got to the point where I was like, I need to do it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of kicked myself out of the mindset. I was like, no, you gotta put that content on YouTube. Just do it.
Just do it. Just get it done.
Yeah. So then I think it would be a 6 or a 7. I think.
Okay.
I hope I can do better in future.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm sure those ratings are gonna go up in future, especially on like when you're reflecting yourself. We're always so critical of our own content. I loved your content this year. I think you had a great year on YouTube. I'm hoping next year is going to be like amazing, and it will see like such a massive growth spurt. So I'm really hoping that for you for your content next year.
Oh, you're so sweet. I hope the same for you, because you deserve it, and you work so hard, honestly. And this is the same thing. I think both of us, we put ourselves down, but in all honesty, you were such an inspiration to me, and your confidence, etc. Like I love you, and you know that. So that's why, like, I really wish all the best for you for next year, because I think you can create some really awesome content.
Oh my gosh, Shyami, you're gonna make me cry. I love you. I honestly, your positivity and enthusiasm and your dedication to your channel, I swear to God, like inspires me all the time. Anytime I see you post, anytime I see your tweets or anything, anytime I see that you're going live on Twitch, I'm like, God damn, Shyami is just so amazing, and she's just working so hard, and she's like really into the grind, and like, I just gotta be that. I want to be on that level, and like,
Oh,
So I'm
yes.
right there with you, Shyami. Like honestly, I think like you're amazing. And I love watching your content. And I think like like I said before, your happiness is contagious. You have such an amazing positive outlook on anything. That I just think like it's what the world needs. It's what the community needs. It's what a lot of people need. And it's just so refreshing to see like your positivity, your enthusiasm, your passion come through as well on your YouTube channel. And I think that's why it's successful, and that's why it'll be more successful in the future as well, because it's
Oh,
just
stop
a
it.
nice like it's just a nice contagious feeling that I get watching your content. I'm like, this is wholesome, feel good shit. Like I'm like, I love it. I hook it to my veins. I want more of your content. So yeah, I'm very happy for you, and I'm so proud of all you've achieved this year. I'm very much looking forward to your content next year because I think it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Gotta
Thank
support.
you. Yeah, go support. Thank you guys so much for joining and watching our little interview. Thank you so much, Shyami, Crazyfangirlreviews, for being here on the Pagan Plays YouTube channel. It's always so nice to see you. I've popped Shyami's links in the description below if you want to follow any of her socials. Please go make sure that you subscribe and like to her YouTube channel. And if you like this content and you want to see more, please put it in the comments, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you want me to interview. If I can, I certainly will. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Shyami, for joining. It's
Thank you for
again
letting me come on here.
so
And thanks
lovely
for
to
the
see you.
chat.
Yeah. Oh, it's very inspiring. I'm gonna take all the notes. Premiere Pro export takes up to 5 hours. Gotta plan ahead. So always.
Well, I hope I helped out.
Absolutely, you did. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everybody.